Friends, welcome back to the Autry Benton Show. If you've been following the show for any time at all, you know that we love veterans. And today's guest is someone who is truly making a difference on the ground in the Grand Strand for our veterans. Our guest today is Scott. Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Man, I'll tell you what, you're everywhere and you are truly making a difference.
Just keep working hard and helping these folks have a purpose back in life, man.
That's right.
It's awesome.
It's good. So tell us the organization that you're associated with and serve.
So the Veterans Welcome Home and Resource Center, they started in 2009. They actually got to pass a hat around at Jay's Bar and Grill up in Little River, and they were trying to get a room for a veteran for the night to get the thing started. And it worked. And they kept going from there. And in 2013, they were able to get the Hutton House over on Highway 57 with Denny Hutton. He'd passed away right after they got the house and got it up and running. So they named it after him. But it just took off from there. Another veteran heard about what they were doing, and he came and paid the mortgage off a couple months after they bought the house to have the veterans at. So we've got a 5-bedroom, 3-bath home on Highway 57. Mm-hmm. We got 3 tiny homes out back, and then we have a shipping container that we turned into a home as well. So
wow,
we typically have 8 to 12 veterans in that property, and that's really stage one of veterans coming out of the woods, out of the car, total homelessness, and that's about a 3 to 6 month time frame getting them back on their feet.
Yeah, we're going to unpack all that. So tell us your organization one more time. You're with
Veterans Welcome Home and Resource.
And so you were a part of it, founding it from the start.
No, I actually came into it
2019. Okay, good deal. Well, I want to go way back further than that. So tell us about you. Where did you grow up?
Man, so actually Lima, Ohio, about an hour south of Toledo. Was there probably till about 12, and then moved over to Marion, Ohio. About an hour east, so a little closer to Columbus. Grew up in the middle of a cornfield. Good times. Loved being over there. Played football and baseball. Middle linebacker and quarterback. Loved hitting people. It was fantastic. Awesome times playing football. And then we'd always take trips down to Myrtle Beach. Starting about 16 years old, family started coming down here a couple times a year, and then graduated in 2003.
Let me pause you right there. So, did you enjoy growing up in Ohio?
Ohio's great. I don't like cold weather whatsoever.
Cold winters, right?
No desire for snow.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
My body now does not like being cold, so when I go up there and see family and stuff, try and make that around the summer months, but sometimes you get stuck going back up there in the cold. Ohio's fun though, man. The people for the Buckeyes, I love the Bucks. Go to the games. Hockey.
We'll forgive you for that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
It's okay. They win a lot. Some people don't like that. It's good. The Bengals. I like the Bengals. That's been a rough entire lifetime of the Bengals, but they've actually been good. Just can never get there. So, but that's been good. Hockey. Love going to the hockey games. And lots of family up there. Yeah. So
you got siblings?
I do have one brother, and then 2 stepbrothers and a stepsister.
Yeah, so it was a good childhood.
Yes.
Great
No complaints.
No complaints.
Everything was good.
Nothing's perfect.
No. Yeah. All over the place.
Yeah.
School was always interesting. Got all right grades, just enough to get by and be at school.
Got a diploma.
They were happy to see me go, I'm sure. But that's all right. And then never thought I'd do school again, and ended up going to college and getting a bunch of degrees.
So graduating, what was the next step?
Graduated from Ridgedale High School in Morrill, Ohio, in the middle of nowhere. And then I was there for about a year trying to figure out what to do, worked UPS. Kind of back and forth, and then my mom's like, it's time to get out of town. You're going to Myrtle Beach. And I was like, yeah, let's go to Myrtle Beach. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
So my dad ended up moving down, and we started a sign company in the Windy Hill Shopping Center.
What year is this?
2004.
Okay.
So we moved down here. My wife Amber, met her in school, so we've been together since. And she actually moved down here with us in 2004, and had a sign company over there. We were right beside the Harley Davidson in North Myrtle Beach. My dad had done signs for about 15 years in Ohio, and said, "Let's go down to the beach, man, and make some signs and enjoy life." And got down here, signs were doing good. Amber and I got pregnant, so it was about a little over a year after being here. I said, I've always wanted to join the military. I think it's time, and talked with my dad, and he's like, "We got the sign company, it's good, but go do that and come back, and we'll figure out what to do from there." So went and saw the Air Force recruiter down here. He said, "We got a really long wait list down here." He's like,
Oh, wow.
It's like, "It might be a while." And I was like, "I don't want to wait a while." I was like, "I made the decision. I'm ready to go." So actually called one of my friends, was the recruiter back in Ohio where we were from. And I called him. He's like, "Come up here." He's like, "I'll get you in now. You'll be out of here in a month or two." And I was like, "Man, I got to go back to Ohio." So we ended up moving back to Ohio for probably 3 months, got accepted, got in July 2nd of 2000, would have been 2005. He calls and he's like, "A girl just fell down and got hurt and broke her ankle. She's supposed to leave July 4th to be a firefighter in the Air Force." She's
Right.
like, "Will you take that job and leave tomorrow?" And I was like, I'm in. Let's go." So I spent July 3rd and July 4th morning at the hotel in Columbus, and took off to Dallas, Texas, and went over to Lackland, did my boot camp, and went to San Angelo for firefighter training. And
Man, that's great.
God's fantastic. I didn't have any of these plans. I was just willing to go and get out of the way. And it's amazing what happens when you get out of his way and you do stuff in your life. So
Yeah.
that was really cool. And then went to San Angelo for fire training. My first duty station was supposed to be Italy, and I was like, yeah.
That's a good station, my friend.
And then they had us do this training, and they were like, "All right, so out of this training, the 8 of you are going to Washington, D.C. for the president." And I was like,
Oh, that's not a bad station either.
okay. And got selected to go over to Andrews instead of going to Italy, which I would have much rather liked to go to Italy. That would have been
Still not
I
bad.
don't know if I would have did that.
It's still not bad to go work for the commander in chief, though.
It was an amazing spot to be at. So I got there 06, so 06 to 11. I was at Andrews Air Force Base over there, making sure Air Force One didn't catch on fire.
So y'all were around Air Force One all the
The
time.
hangar was our fire department's here, and the hangar's sitting right beside it with
Wow.
all the fighter jets ready to take off, Air Force One, all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Been on it a couple times because you got to go on and make sure it's good to go, fire safe. And a lot of the other dignitaries and stuff like that fly in, you get to go on the plane, make sure everything's good. So that stuff a lot of people never get to see or do. So it was pretty awesome.
That's awesome, buddy.
I loved it. It was about middle to end of 2009. I got hurt.
Let me pause and ask you right there. Were you married? Was your wife up there with you then?
Yeah.
Life was good. What was her transition like with you going to the military and was expecting a child?
Yes, we had Vanessa. She's almost 21 now, which is wild.
Yeah, it happens, buddy.
And she's running the Veterans Cafe over there as the manager, so it's pretty cool to watch all that happen and go. But Amber did fantastic. She got her medical assistant license, started working at the hospital there in DC area. And then she's always wanted to be a nurse. So it's almost been like 3 years now. So she graduated with her nursing, and she's actually here at Grand Strand helping in labor and delivery.
That's
so
awesome.
She deliver babies, and that's where Vanessa was born.
Yeah.
Same hospital. So she's there birthing babies and taking care of it, and same spot that our oldest was born. So it's a full circle come around.
Man, that's great. Did you have to get security clearances to work in where you were at in DC? Tell me, tell me a little bit more about having to be around Air Force One.
And that was completely new, man. I came from the middle of the cornfield. I'm like, DC and clearances, I had no idea about any of that stuff going on.
They started digging through the past a little bit.
Well, yeah, they're like, you're right, you're going to DC. We got in the truck, so that was, I think, December So we packed all the stuff from Ohio in the middle of December, which was 0 degrees and snow, to drive over to DC. And then we got there, and we're like, housing. Yeah, we need a house. So we went and talked to the folks, and they're like, well, we don't have any housing on base. And we're like, we got a baby, wife, like I got to go to work tomorrow. Like, what's happening? And they ended up, they're like, well, they put us in the officers' quarters because they had no housing on base left. They had like 2 wings that they'd kind of set for renovation over there.
Yeah.
But they got all these new folks, so it took a couple days being over in the quarters, and then they opened up this housing that they were getting ready to renovate. So I was like, I don't care what it is, just get us a house.
Yeah.
I don't have to move off base, because I had no idea. We're in DC
brand new to this. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on here. I'd like to be on base. And with fire, we were 24 on, 24 off. So I was gone every other day, and trying to make everything work. But it all worked out very well. The fire department's an incredible group of folks over there. They take care of everybody that comes through that door and make sure the family's taken care of. Most dinners are spent with the families coming up to the fire department and hanging out. So all the kids are there, all the wives. It's really good bonding. I mean, it is America. Like, it was fantastic.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome.
Really.
That's awesome. So did you get to shake the president's hand? I got to ask.
I didn't shake the president's hand. I was on Air Force One. It would have been George Bush as the president. Walked up on the plane. You got to put your little booties on so you don't get any of the floor dirty inside the plane. And then you walk into the main room there, that they have the giant table, and there's this little desk sitting there with the Air Force One jacket on the back. And I walked over. I was like, oh, that's a cool jet. They're like, do not touch anything. Like, I got you. We're good.
You'll call me if this thing catches on fire.
Like, we're good. I'll leave it alone. I was like, I'd like to wear it once.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Just throw it on. But so that was my one story on there.
That's great.
Getting yelled at first time on there.
That's awesome.
It was good.
Man, there had to be a lot of traffic in and out of that place, though.
Nonstop.
So
it was going through a huge renovation over at Andrews when I got there in 06. Like, everything was a little run down. Everything needed new paint, fresh paint, upgrades, buildings. So I got to see the majority of it from that 06 to 2010, where that place is absolutely beautiful, where they redid the entire spot. Our fire department, like, when we got there, it was run down. By the time I left, we had a full chef's kitchen inside. We had folks coming over from AFES to actually cook in the fire department for us, so we didn't have to go anywhere. We had chefs inside the fire department. Like, they really stepped the game up and made sure the military were taken care of over there.
That's awesome.
It was really cool.
Well, listen, I'm going to say at this point, thank you for your service to our country, man. Thank you so much. So how long did you stay in
I ended up getting medical 2011, like October 2011, I got out.
Yeah.
Something in my back was messed up.
Yeah.
That was about a year of going through the whole process. I think they said I was like one of the first 1,000 military to get out with the new program, where the VA is actually part of the process. So I actually had a rating and out at the same time.
Yeah.
But that was an awful situation to go through. Like, you're Superman one day fixing everything, and then I couldn't get out of bed one morning and walked with a cane for almost 4 or 5 years.
I'm so sorry, man.
It happens. There's a plan for all of it.
Yeah.
I think now, looking back, that happened because of the situation he's put me in now, where I get to help all these veterans that are disabled and going through the same situation. It was a struggle for 4 or 5 years. But now you look back at it, and I have all the memories and the thoughts, and I know how most of these guys and gals are thinking of the world's against me. I don't want anything to do with the government, the military. They just shooed me out. But it's not the case. There's plans and policies there that take place, and it's a game system. You gotta work your way through it and get to the end. And at that point, most folks don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. They just see that giant brick wall that's in front of them of, what do I do now? So,
you can really relate to people today.
I really can.
And Scott, besides, and I'm not speaking for you, the physical side of it, I mean, in a man's mind and heart, sometimes you know what that feels like. You said,
Yeah.
you know, that's a challenge sometimes too.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, we just moved off base, bought a house in Waldorf, about 20 minutes south of the base, and I think that was May, June timeframe of 2011. In October, they came and gave me paperwork and said, "You got 30 days. This is it. You're out." So, I mean, we were like, "Okay,
Yeah.
5 months, just have another child, Elissa." So second child was born, bought the house, and they're like, "You're out. Figure out what to do." And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, this should be interesting, but I'm not going to quit, not going to give up.
So what was your next step after?
I started doing a little research and saw this VA Chapter 31 program where they pay you to go to school. So I was like, man, I really dislike school.
Yeah.
But at that point in time, they pay you BAH for staff sergeant pay. So I think in DC it was around $2,800 a month just to go to school.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? This starts right now. Like, I can go to school. I can at least make sure the bills are paid. Wife was working at the hospital at the time, and I was like, we're just gonna make this happen and make this work. Actually started another little sign company there in Maryland because I had all the equipment. My dad gave me all the stuff to keep that going. So she kept working. I started school. That was really rough to start. It was like Adam Sandler, you know, like my boots are tight, my lunch is packed, and I was probably 25 at that time, 26. Went back to school. You know, there's a syllabus on there that the teachers give you.
Yeah.
You should read that and follow it and do exactly what they say to anybody out there that's starting school. Because that is number one, read the syllabus. Your teacher pretty much tells you exactly what they want.
Yeah.
And I had a difficult time recognizing the syllabus to start. So grades were a little iffy there. Didn't want to be in school. I was mad at the world because I just got kicked out of the military with my medical injury.
But knowing you, I know you finished.
Man, I started and it just kept snowballing.
Yeah.
The program is fantastic that the VA has. It doesn't take away from your GI Bill. It's a completely separate program. But I started at the University of Maryland over there. Got a couple just general degrees, and you're allowed to keep changing your major as well. And then the VA keeps paying you to go to school. So just finish one up, change my major, and keep going to school. So I ended up getting 5 degrees through that.
Wow.
Through that program. Got my master's degree in emergency management and homeland security. And it was very good lessons to learn going to school. Most of the online had just started, so I'd started doing hybrid classes where I'd get to stay home and be with my kids. And then go to campus one day a week.
So what happened? When'd you get back? When'd you get to Myrtle Beach again?
2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
And our time is quickly flying away. So tell us. So bring us up really quick to where you started getting involved with the.
Yeah. So it would have been 2017. Got back into federal government as a firefighter.
Okay.
Started feeling a little better. Applied. Got hired at Pax River Naval Base in Maryland. So I was over there for about 1.5 years and then transferred to Camp Lejeune Fire Department. And I was there for another 1.5 years over there and actually fell in a training device and landed on my back and really messed my back up.
Yeah.
So another medical situation that I went through, about another year process of getting out of there. And then we were in Surf City, North Carolina. So we were only about 1.5 hours away. And then started looking at the benefits of do we move everything 1.5 hours for this? Is it worth it? And the benefits are way better in South Carolina than North Carolina for a disabled veteran. So we packed up and moved down here at the end of 2019, 2020 timeframe. And I actually went to the VA and said, hey, I'm looking for a job. Just moved back down here. And the voc rehab guy there's like, you've been out of work for a few years from your back injury. He's like, let's get you volunteering at this veterans homeless shelter. And I was like, there's no veterans homeless shelter over there. And he's like, yeah, it's right down the street from your house. So I went over to VWHRC, filled out the volunteer sheet. They asked me if I'd help them start writing some grants and coming in a couple days a week. Got them good a bit of money for grants to help out at the Hutton House. And they asked me to take over about 6 months later.
Wow.
The director there was ready to retire and start traveling. COVID had just hit. The house was about empty because there wasn't any veterans in there. And I was like, man, do I want to do this? Like, this is a lot. But prayed and talked with the wife and said, you know what, we can do a lot of good and help a lot of people. And it took me 6 days, and I had 8 veterans living in the Hutton House. I called the sheriff.
So remind us again where the Hutton House is at.
So that's 421 Highway 57 South in Little River, just opposite direction of the VFW and the DMV up there.
Okay.
And then the Elks is right across the street pretty much.
I got you. So now you're the director of the organization. All right, then you started expanding it, correct? What was the next expansion?
So came in there, filled the house up really quick, and I was like, man, I think we need a bigger boat. We didn't have any tiny homes out back. We had the shipping container. So I said, let's start building these shipping containers all over. We got contractor prices, all that. And we were moving forward in that direction. And then God showed up, and the guy had seen another veteran in our area, had saw what we were doing with housing and trying to put stuff together. And we had a meeting over at Winna's Kitchen, and he showed us the blueprints and talked with us for a couple hours. And he goes, I want you guys to finish this. I already started this tiny home project. He's like, I'm going to hand it off to you, and you're going to make this thing happen. And I was like,
who was that gentleman?
I'm not allowed to say that.
I got you. Okay. Well, hey, he's got a big, kind heart, so
yes,
that's good.
He does.
That's good. So where was this location at?
So this is 909 3rd Avenue North.
3rd Avenue.
This is where the tiny homes are now.
I got you.
This is the tiny homes.
So tell our listeners about the tiny homes and what somebody has to do to get in a tiny home.
So veteran, and it's really kind of become a transition process, though. So we've got the Hutton House where you come and you're there for 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
Getting back on your feet, getting a job, getting your VA disability, SNAP benefits, whatever it may be that they're going through. Maybe just getting back in the right state of mind of everybody isn't against you and you do have a purpose here, I promise. So you go through that phase. If you're already past that phase, this is where the tiny homes come into effect, because that's a 1 to 3 year process of they have to have a 1 year lease down there. And that is for our veterans that kind of already have a job, or maybe they're 65, 70 years old and they won't be working anymore. But they make $900 a month in Social Security. Tell me where you're going to live on $900.
Can't do it.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And this program allows it, where we can get them a voucher working with the VA and Myrtle Beach Housing that covers the majority of their rent. And then we also reduce that as well and jump in and help them out as more, because I want to see that savings account. I want to see it grow. I want to see them smile, and I want to see them buy their own house.
You're trying to set them up for long-term success.
That's it. I want to see it. I want to see you keep growing, keep going. I want to see you flourish. Life is fantastic, and I want all them to have that mentality, because it's tough when you're going through that struggle and you don't know if you're going to be able to eat tomorrow.
Yeah. You
don't know if you're going to have a house to stay in tonight.
Our veterans are very best of us.
Yeah. And you see it takes, the majority of us are one bad thing away from everything just crumbling.
Yeah.
You see it with them. Some guys or gals will make that decision, and now every decision you make after that is based upon that bad decision. And now you're making even worse decisions to try and catch up to that bad decision you made, and it's not possible. I always say, like, if I could get to them before the first bad decision, like, man, we'd be 100%. But you don't. You catch them after like the 5th or 6th, and now they get arrested for loitering or trying to break into a home because they were cold. And you got to have a heart for that too.
Yeah. So I know you've expanded your program even further. So tell me about the Veterans Cafe.
Yeah, man, the cafe. I was like, this should be interesting. But you know what? The joy seeing, we have 7 veterans that work in the cafe now, and almost all of them have come through our program. So when you're over there saying hi to these folks, like, these folks were in a really bad situation just 6 months to a year ago. But the stories that get told over there and the veterans that come in, just enjoying breakfast and bringing memorabilia. If anybody wants to bring their stuff up there, bring it. The walls are covered. It's all organized.
It's a museum, and
We are trying to get it actually certified as a museum over there. But it's incredible. There's stuff. We got World Trade Center stuff. We got sand and stone from Japan. Just wild stuff. We got a rocket launcher hanging up on the wall. Like, guy came in about a month ago and sat at the bar and he's like, "You got a rocket launcher?" And I was like, "No, I don't." He's like, "I do. I'll get you one."
Yeah,
Like,
wow.
Sure you will. And the next day he shows up, there's a rocket launcher sitting on the bar. I was like, "Yes,
Yeah.
they're awesome."
So tell our listeners where it's located, and can the public come eat with
Yeah,
you?
so it's 3544 Northgate Drive in the Northgate Shopping Center, right after you get off right there at that Market Common exit. Monday through Saturday, 8 to 2. Anybody's welcome. We want everybody to come show up and see the place. It's amazing. The food's incredible. Phil's back there cooking it up, Navy chef, and he is excellent back there. But just the other folks, man, like they didn't have a job before, and now the cafe's sitting there, and these folks have a home, they have a house. And you see the smile. They start telling jokes again. They got the military jokes going on, just tagging each other, and you're like, man, you came in staring at the floor. And
Yeah, let me ask you this. So, Scott, you've actually seen a veteran's life change because of the resources you provide.
absolutely every day.
Man, that's got to feel good.
It's every day.
That's got to feel good, buddy.
It stinks because you can't help every single one of them that come through the door. As we are not a give it to you program, you are going to get up and you are going to go make it happen. We have every resource possible here in Myrtle Beach with all the other groups that help. It's incredible, but you're going to get your butt up and you're going to go get it, because that's what this is all about. If I give it all to them, you don't see any change, and it just continues down the same path. But when you put it out there and you watch them go get it, man, it is amazing to see.
That's good. So as we finishing up, where can people find more about you, and what can they do to help support your organization?
So you can jump on vwhrc.org. That's our website. And then all of our social media is VWHRC as well. The cafe has its own page. That's VWHRC Cafe and Museum. And then we also have the thrift shop up there. That has its own page where folks can come. But that in itself is amazing, because veterans get to come up there in the program and they get a free shopping day to get shoes and underwear and socks and personal care items. And just seeing the smiles on their faces when they walk out of that door knowing they have shampoo for tomorrow. And that's because all the people in our area that just continue to give and give and give.
Man, that's great. Scott, as we wrap up, I just want to say thank you for all you're doing for veterans. Man, I see you, buddy. And thank you. You're making a difference, and you're the real deal.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you. Friends, I say it this way: if you want to make America better, get involved locally. And if you want to make America better, get involved by helping a veteran and good veteran organizations in our area. This is a great one that's making a difference. Thank you, and please join us next time.